This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. The Grand Bahama Port Authority is on a mission to build Freeport's small business sector. Executives say it is this sector that drives the economy, and they are making every effort to promote growth. Port officials and members of the business community are now back from a business expo in New York, specifically designed for small business development. Megan Shepard has the story.
Senior Manager of Business Development Derek Newbold leading a team of Grand Bahama Port Authority licensees to New York to the 2015 International Franchise Expo. Newbold says the purpose of the trip was twofold.
It's for investment promotion and attraction. We're looking to promote Grand Bahama as an investment-friendly jurisdiction for franchisees or franchises that are looking to expand internationally. And then secondly, we want to expose our licensees to new and innovative business models.
Newbold says he hopes that licensees will be able to garner ideas from proven and successful business models, that it will inspire them to adjust and diversify their businesses. He added that a small business bureau was established last year, and information and ideas will be shared with other business owners through that office.
Through that office, we will be providing some of the information that we would have collected and gathered here to would-be or prospective investors who are interested in conducting business in Freeport, but may not have a unique or different idea and who might be looking for something different. So through our Small Business Services Manager, we will be able to provide a number of different franchising business models and opportunities for them to actually look at.
Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, Mercant Ferguson, says she is pleased to partner with the Port Authority in this initiative. She says going forward, she will encourage other business owners to take part in expos such as this.
We want to be able to explain to our local businesses and members of the Chamber what they can glean from a show such as this, and perhaps implement some of the business ideas into their own business, because our aim is to see economic prosperity and mobility on our island.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
As the push continues to promote the advancement of a more skilled labor force, the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute class of 2015 on Grand Bahama is being challenged to embrace the opportunities in this highly competitive field. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
Deputy Chairman of the Bahamas Training and Vocational Institute, BTVI, Peter Whitehead, says that the leading state-run technical school is about to enter yet another phase of its development. In an address to graduates of BTVI on Grand Bahama, he says that institution's growth parallels this country's increasing demand for skilled blue-collar workers throughout the country.
You must be part of our nation building. This will take place through your welding skills, heating and ventilation and air conditioning skills, your electrical skills, and your installation of electronics and cable installation skills. These skills that you've gained here at BTVI are essential to us all, and by extension, Grand Bahama and the entire Bahamas.
Whitehead noted the importance of capitalizing on the many opportunities set to come on stream. He told graduates that this is the time to get in on the ground floor as the country's economy is about to take off.
I encourage all 30 members of the class of 2015 to avail yourselves to the countless opportunities which present themselves in your respective fields. I would be remiss if I did not mention a few things that I feel are very important when moving out into the world, into the real world. Always be confident. You now have a skill, a profession, that you can use and work with. You can do it. Be humble. This is the most important aspect of getting ahead.
The BTVI executive, in imparting words of wisdom, challenged participants to give back to their community.
You graduate at a time when technology is a major part of our lives. However, I take this opportunity to caution you not to become lost in technology. It's not everything. Do not be so career-driven that you forget your sense of community. As all of you would have been aided and supported in some way, whether from a scholarship donor or a supportive spouse or parent, We also need you to extend your hand and help others in their quest for higher education.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Immigration officials transporting 27 illegal migrants to the nation's capital this morning. All of the migrants were arrested here on Grand Bahama over the past week. According to immigration officials, 2 Haitian migrants were captured on Sunday at the McLeanstown dock on board a ferry coming from Crown Haven, Abaco. Later that same day, a Jamaican man surrendered to the authorities, claiming that he arrived in the Bahamas late last year and was living on the streets waiting for someone to smuggle him to the United States. Then on Monday, immigration officers at the domestic section at the airport took 6 Chinese migrants into custody. They had just arrived on board a private charter from Nassau. Officials say they were unable to produce proof of their legal status and were taken into custody. Immigration officers also locating another group of Chinese migrants at a complex on Lancaster Way in Lucaya. The 8 Chinese nationals were taken into custody, and on Monday afternoon, 10 Cuban immigrants were found at sea in a rustic vessel in Bahamian waters. That group of 9 males and 1 female were handed over to immigration officials here on Grand Bahama. All of the migrants have been transported to the detention center in New Providence. Meanwhile, 22-year-old Jovan O'Kell Nixon, the man wanted by police for housebreaking and stealing, is now in custody. Nixon, alias Dragon, was arrested by police of the Lucaya Division in Port Lucaya around 10:30 yesterday morning. Police issued a bulletin for Nixon's arrest on Monday evening. In other news, it is a topic that has resulted in a hailstorm of controversy here at home and abroad. The United States Supreme Court ruling legalizing gay marriage in America. The historic accomplishment for the gay rights movement in America was endorsed by U.S. President Barack Obama. Tonight, residents and visitors on Grand Bahama are weighing in. Joan Davis Roll has that story.
It is one of the most controversial rulings to be passed in the history of the United States. On Friday, the United States Supreme Court ruled by a vote of 5-4 that the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to same-sex marriage. Now, ZNS News took to the streets to hear what residents and visitors have to say about the new station-wide right in the U.S.
I was a little disturbed in my spirit because according to the scripture, we know that's not the way of the Bible and the way of the Lord and the way. And I'm praying and believing God that our country does not go that way and does not adopt that law also, and that we stick to the rules of the Bible, being a Christian nation, being governed by Christian principles. So that is my view on it. It's a sad day in the United States.
I think it was very, very, very wrong. And going forward to the Bahamas, we need to put these things in place now, because when America sneezes, we catch the cold. And as a Christian nation, we need to we need to change some of our laws to make sure that this never happens.
He's giving everybody their equal rights. So, and I think that's, the right thing to do, because you can't have it to where one side can do one and the other can do another. So by making it across the board fair, I think he did the right thing.
I agree. It's just equal rights for every citizen in America.
But I don't think it's fair to push it on people that have no say in the matter. I mean, they do what they want to do, and I just don't like it rubbed in my face. And the young children today, they got to be able to decide what they want in life, and they think everything is, to me, it's not normal.
That's a sad thing. I just hope they don't bring it here in the Bahamas, because we don't want our kids to be open up to something like that. It's very bad.
How the world is operating is a lot of people just entertaining foolishness now. But for the Bahamas, we are based on Christian principles. And I believe that, it's something that the Bahamas should always take a strong stand against.
And the Bible says that's why they destroy a city for the same thing, right? In the Bahamas, we don't need that. We have enough problems as it is now in the Bahamas, so we don't need that.
While reaction to the gay marriage issue may be mixed, the Bahamians we interviewed firmly believe that with the Bahamas being a Christian nation, that they will never hear these words: "I now pronounce you husband and husband, or wife and wife." Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Joan Davis Roll.
Thank you, Joan. Many are still mourning the passing of a former veteran educator, Lynette Kelly, who died following a traffic accident on Friday. Tonight, one of her former colleagues is reflecting on the contributions she has made to the education sector and the many lives she has touched. Italia Hall reports.
She has done a marvelous job in the teaching profession. She was a kind, very kind, knowledgeable. She brought a lot of knowledge here.
And that's just a few words to describe former educator Lynette Kelly. Kelly started her career at the then 8 Mile Rock All-Age School as a qualified teacher in 1967 under Urban Gibbs. Gibbs recalls that she was well loved by teachers, students, and the community, and says she has left an indelible mark in the education system. Gibbs, a principal for many years, says he hopes the legacy of his former colleague will live on forever.
She has done a marvelous job with these children. When we understand that at that time Grand Bahama was coming up in our own because we had no teachers before. That was the first time that we were having really a proper organized school with qualified staff.
Mrs. Kelly taught first grade at the former 8 Mile Rock All-Age School for 1 year before moving to Martintown Primary and then Walter Parker Primary in 1984.
Parents were very happy when they knew that their children would be going into Mrs. Kelly's grade. She maintained a very happy rapport too with the principal and all of those who, were with her.
The popular educator was known for love for teaching and her students, but she had another love as well in her garden.
She seemed to have known the name of every plant that she planted, and she encouraged the garden aspect also at Walter Parker. Any plant that Mrs. Perry, or the name of the principal was Mrs. Perry, any plant that Mrs. Perry did not possess, she supplied.
Gibbs says above all, the former educator will always be remembered as a loving person.
I would regard her as a giant in the arms of the little children.
Lynette Kelly will be laid to rest on Saturday, July 4th at 10:30 a.m. at the Pro Cathedral of Christ the King. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Northern Edition will continue in a moment.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Goombay Summer Festival is back with 5 weeks of rich cultural excitement. The festival, which originated back in 1974, will kick off this Thursday, July 2nd. Director at the Ministry of Tourism, Betty Bethel, is encouraging residents to support the event, which promises to provide great food, music, and Bahamian arts and craft. Sestina Nixon of the Executive Groups and Events Department says there will be top performances.
This summer, we're launching an entire series of festivals on Grand Bahama Island. And of course, it begins with Goombay Summer on the 2nd of July. And we'll be out at Tano Beach as usual every Thursday in July, except for Independence Day, July 10th, where we will be a part of the official Independence celebrations.
This year we invite the Grand Bahama residents and visitors that will enjoy conch, coconut demonstrations, nature walks, bush tea tasting, and the Ministry of Tourism signature people-to-people experience.
The Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board is once again the key sponsor. Director of Marketing Services Carmel Churchill says they are pleased to once again be involved in the festivities. She says both international and domestic tourists will be in for a treat.
What it does is it gives our hotel guests the opportunity to really experience what Grand Bahama has to offer and to really become a lot more in touch with what our culture is all about. The Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board and its members are pleased to, join in, and one of the ways we're doing so is to ensure that each visitor that visits the island will go on out to Tano Beach and enjoy those 5 weeks of the festival.
The new budget contains a number of tax reductions, including a
Now, the
decrease on
festival is set
all
for
car
Thursdays at Taino Beach, with the exception of a special Friday celebration on Independence Day, July 10th. But the summer festival experience doesn't end there. This Junkanoo Summer Festival continues the thrilling experience at Sunset Village in 8 Mile Rock, July 31st through August 21st, and in West End, August 1st through the 22nd. Well, this Friday, all roads will lead to West Grand Bahama for the West Grand Bahama District pre-independence celebrations. Public Relations Officer Yolanda Hanna for the Grand Bahama Independence Committee is inviting residents from East Grand Bahama and Freeport to attend the cultural explosion. 5 Junkanoo groups will be participating.
We're going down to West End. We're going to eat conch. We're going to eat pancake. We're going to eat some fried fish. We're going to have a street festival. And of course, it's not a party without Junkanoo. And so we are taking Junkanoo to the West. We're so excited to celebrate independence in this massive fashion. All of the celebrations are going to be spread throughout the island. We've hit the East, we're hitting the West, and of course, next week it's happening in Freeport. We're going to converge right here in Freeport. So we're looking to make some noise this Independence Day. And of course, once again, it's all about Junkanoo, cultural, community, pride. You know, we really want to say happy birthday, Bahamas.
The Junkanoo groups have been in the shacks and the trash talking has already begun for the big pre-independence clash. Representative from the defending New Year's Day champs, Patrick Whitfield, says the swingers are more than prepared, while Jordan Curry of Platinum Night says they will not back down.
We have been practicing now for the past weeks in regards to this weekend, the coming the rush out in West Grand Bahama, and we are very, very excited. Our members are ready and ready to hit the streets. The drums are getting ready to heat. We brought some new ones just for this event.
Just keep in mind, other groups out there, they're counting the champs out. But keep in mind, the champs will be there, and we are going to put on a spectacular performance. So please come on down.
KFC recently launched a promotional deal that offers customers the opportunity to win a 2-minute shopping spree, and the first of 5 winners was selected. Marketing manager Carla Wildgoose and store manager at Sawyer's, Kayla Perdelis, are happy to partner in this venture.
If you purchase that, you can enter to win and participate in the 2-minute shopping spree. So it's a 5-week promotion. Every week we have a winner. But I also want to say congratulations to our winner, Rakeem Moxie.
We are happy as a team to partner with them and to bring more light to their promotion. We're happy.
17-year-old Rakeem Moxie won the first shopping spree. He says he enjoys cooking, and so he aimed to gather what he can utilize in the kitchen. Moxie took his 2 sisters along for support.
I wouldn't really say I had a game plan, so I just was running and grabbing anything. I wasn't ready for it, but you know, I do what I had to do. I could say I do a little good, but then I just let it freeze up. It freeze up a little bit, so that's it right there.
And it's time now for Ask the Doctor.
Hi, and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Al from Nassau sent this question. I went to the clinic last week, and the doctor told me that I have high blood pressure and I need medication to control it. My best friend told me that blood pressure medication can cause erection problems. Is this true, Doc? Thank you, Al, for being brave enough to ask this question that so many men are concerned about. Erectile dysfunction, also called ED, occurs when a man has difficulty getting or keeping an erection. There are many causes for ED. Physical causes can be hypertension, diabetes, heart disease and atherosclerosis, which are blocked arteries, multiple sclerosis, alcoholism and some other drugs of abuse, treatments for prostate cancer or enlarged prostate, spinal cord injuries, or certain prescription medications. Psychological causes can include stress, anxiety, depression, or other psychological problems. So the answer to your question, Al, is yes. There are some high blood pressure medications that can cause ED, but there are a few that don't. Poor compliance with blood pressure and other prescription medications that may cause ED is common with many men. Not taking your medication as prescribed can cause serious health risks, such as a stroke or heart attack, especially if you have hypertension, diabetes, or heart disease. If you or someone you know suffer from ED, it's important to speak with your doctor about possibly changing your medications to a regimen that will lessen your ED symptoms. If this is not possible, treatment options for ED are available. If you have questions regarding medications or the side effects, please post it at PHA Bahamas on Facebook or email askthedrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Join the West Grand Bahama District Council at the Pre-Independence Street Festival and Junkanoo Rush Out this Friday night in West End. Junkanoo groups to be featured will include the Platinum Knights, Swingers, New Life Classic Dancers, Kingdom Culture, and Western Star Titans, with a special performance by Toledo. Gates open at 7 p.m. Showtime is at 8 p.m. Don't go away. Sports is up next with Ricardo Lighthorn.
Right to it. I do apologize, having some audio issues in the studio. Here we go. The West End Snapper Tournament was simply a pretty good one in West End, Grand Bahama. The Successes Tournament. I'm still waiting to get the fish from Kimberly, but she's got a report for you.
The West End Snapper Tournament is into its 5th year, and this time around 17 boats hit the water of West End. 4-year participant Dwight Knowles, captain of Passing Wind 2, says they couldn't have picked a better day, and he's already looking forward to next year.
Clear water. I mean, we could actually see the fish on the bottom picking on your bait, you know. We went quite a ways out because the snappers were in closer during the week, so we figured they might have been further out, so we went out about 48 miles. It was great. I just hope they keep it up, and I'll be back next year trying for first place again.
Reigning champs Old Bahama Bay's Kenneth Christie says the team just followed instructions from the big boss this year, and they came to win.
We did great, and that was our intention, you know, and any job that you go on, if you're not doing your job, your boss will fire you. He asked us to keep the trophy at Old Bahama Bay, and that was our plan from we left the ramp. The waters was great. I mean, it was flat. There was no complaints. I mean, the fish was there, and we did what we were supposed to do.
Christie says Old Bahama Bay captain Garvin Green's strategy is one of a kind. Teammate Lawrence Hepburn was glad to be a part of the tournament this year.
The captain, Garvin Green, he didn't allow us to eat, so we didn't have any lunch break. So that was our strategy, I think, this year.
And we want to thank those that are in charge, and we want to thank the Old Bahama Bay, the reigning champs, and for recruiting a guy like me. I appreciate that. My name is Lawrence Hepburn.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Total Sports.
Well, the Bahamas Golf Federation Junior Championships team, they're headed to the Virgin Islands July 5th through the 9th, and they're going to play well. Ashley Michelle will actually play in the 11-12 division. She attends C.H. Reeves, and she's an honor student. Well, Benjamin Knowles is 11, and he attends Timberley School. He started playing golf when he's actually 5 years old. And Tanisha Tynes is the girls' 14, 15 players, and also she attends St. John's College and on the honor roll. Xavier Robinson, folks, is on the team. He's actually 3-time national champion and also national team member. He attends Bishop Michael Eldon School, and he's a solid player. Cameron Riley attends Lake Mary High School in Florida. He's an honor student and also returned as a member of our national team. Anicia Roll is a pretty good one, junior as far as she's concerned, and a student at Queens College. She's also one of our junior and senior national team players. She's done pretty well, and the women's national amateur champion. Steve Robertson attends Wakanda National School. He is an honor student, actually doing well. Played on 8 consecutive junior national teams. Wow. Ryan Campbell Cabal is also on the team. He's actually simply started playing when he was 8 years old. He attends Kingsway Academy. He's an honor student headed by Coach Cobell, that's his dad, Ian, and also you got the manager, Alana Hutchison, will be there as well. So our kids are ready to go. They should do well down the road. They're telling me that's a look at sports, so I am out of here and try to find where things are.